Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the carnival. I am your host, Cinder Soleil. We are here on the fun side of the carnival rather than the freak show of politics and Redditards. There's a lot of chaos in the world right now, but I will share my opinions all day, but I do not feel fully qualified to speak to. If I do make a video about what's going on, you can probably guess what I'm talking about. It's probably going to be objective as possible and just trying to make it clear that this is my opinion. And mind you, I'm a 23-year-old tard who is still learning the intricacies and the history of this topic. You can probably get it from better sources. In the meantime, we're just here to have fun. I'm trying to do a little more lighthearted content of late since everything is so dark. I'm going to try to focus on some fun stuff. And we're back with another tier list with some nostalgia factor to it. We're going to be ranking classic game franchises. Now, I have two main rules for games that count for this list. One, it has to be like a franchise, so it has to be like more than one video game title. I think I made one or two exceptions for nostalgia's sake. I just thought of it and I thought it'd be fun to include them. You might be able to pick them out from here. I'm blocking some of them, I'm sorry. But anyway, the second rule is that it has to be something I have played or watched. I have to have some level of experience with it. And if it's something that I have watched but not played, I won't put it in like a absolute top tier, absolute bottom tier category. Maybe if there's like a very specific exception, I don't know. It has to be something I've experienced with it. So I know there's some legendary series, right? I just think of more Pegasus when I say that now. There are some legendary game series that you'll notice aren't in here, like Metroid, for example. Diablo, that was another big one. And Doom. Yeah, there's a lot of banger ones that I just don't have experience with. I've like seen clips here and there. I have very, very old memories of watching other people play it, but it's just not enough to go on. So I'm going to be fair and just not even try. And for the games I have not played, but I've watched a lot, likewise, I'll try to avoid putting them in absolute top or absolute bottom tiered category. And yeah, you get the idea. Peak is peak gaming, obviously. I have experience with it. I love the gameplay. I love the story. I love the style. I love everything about this game. Oh my god, it's great. A tier. Let's go with great game. Easy enough. Great game. Very solid choice. Maybe it's not perfect. Far from perfect. I doubt there's going to be a perfect video game, much less a franchise, but some will come close. Very good. This is the category. Okay, these middle categories are where I'm going to put stuff where like I've watched it, but I haven't played it, so I can't be quite as objective. I'm going based off of other people's reviews, experience, or I'm going off of how gameplay seems to be good or bad. Basically, I'm going by vibes. Basically, meh. It's like has potential, or had potential at the very least, but just kind of went downhill. Not good. It's like where was I? Sorry, I had to add a game, so I kind of took a pause there. Not good. It's not the worst thing I've ever played, but it went downhill. Garbage. Like how was this one game good enough to pass, much less? So I had to pause because I remembered another one that I didn't think of last night. I swear, I spent until like 12 trying to think up of games that I could just remember that I've played or just have some considerable amount of experience with. I thought I got them all. I did not. Especially like older ones, right? Man, to finish off the tier list, we're gonna add even though these are all games that I have experience with, I'm gonna add an inconclusive category. Just to be safe, if I just am not feeling it, I don't know, can't decide, I'll drop it down there. So let's get started. Mario Sports. By the way, there's going to be like 6 or 7 different Mario categories. There's so many. It's crazy how many, if you like think about it, how many like Mario offshoots there are. Mario Sports. So like Mario Basketball, Mario Tennis, Mario Baseball. I did have the OG Mario Baseball that was on the GameCube, and my brother and I actually played that a lot. We had fun with it. I remember we would drive our mom crazy when we used the Kamek character because of the stupid sound it made. I think I played a little bit of Mario Tennis too. It was like somebody else had it, and I don't know, we were at a party or something, and I was just like, I might as well play it. It was alright. I mean, it's tennis. And not even like Wii tennis, where there's some level of motion involved. It's just tennis. Mario Sports, meh. It's gonna be like at the bottom of meh. I'll keep it there for the memories. They're fun, but I can't put it. It's Mario Sports, guys. I can't put it any higher than that. Pokemon. Okay, let's think. Because it's not just a Pokemon game. I can't go based on like a single Pokemon game. I have to consider like the whole franchise. I love Pokemon. At the same time, Pokemon Company, they're kind of greedy assholes, especially after that whole patent situation. Some of the latest games I was feeling very meh about. I was not a big fan of Scarlet and Violet, I think is the one I'm thinking of. Is that it? With the weird motorcycle Pokemon. I thought Arceus was really interesting. I thought Arceus had like really interesting elements, even though the overall game was kind of meh just because it dragged on so long. Like, to get the true ending, you need to complete the Pokedex basically, but you have to catch not just one of each Pokemon, but multiple of each Pokemon, including, in some cases, like shinies, or has to be female, has to be male, etc., etc. And some of them are just so hard to find. Like, I remember hunting for Eevee for hours, just spawn, go back, spawn, go back, spawn, go back. Of course, you would have to do that like 8 times if you wanted all the evolutions, right? At least they improved the Oshawott line. Hisuian Samurott is pretty badass. I will put it in great game. If we were talking solely the OG Pokemons, absolutely would put it in peak, but I don't know. Some of the other games, it's like, oh, let's go Eevee, let's go Pikachu, was not a fan of that either. And offshoots of the Pokemon games like that, not a big fan either. It's going to be at the top of great game. It is like between peak and great game, okay? It's going between here. I might even bump it up if I change my mind. Like, if I see another game I have to put in peak, and then I'm like, Pokemon, I don't know. I might move that up. This is inconclusive. Not inclusive enough to put in inconclusive, but that is a great game. It goes top of great game. Animal Crossing. Okay. I did not play the OG, but I played New Horizons a considerable amount. It's pretty fun. Nice, relaxing, chill game. It's a little tedious at times, but not bad. I did watch my brother play the originals too. One of my brothers. In case you ever wonder why I yammer so much about my brothers, I have 3 of them, and all 3 are my best friends. I was the dorky kid that did not have many friends, so my brothers were my friends. I know. Animal Crossing. It's very... I'll put it in very good. Pikmin. This is interesting. I played 2 Pikmin games. Pikmin 3, I know, is one of them. It was like... The second one, I'm trying to remember, was like 3 remastered or something, or was there like another Pikmin game? Either way, I really like the Pikmin games, actually. I mean, it's not my go-to choice for a game, but it's an underrated one that you kind of forget about. Like, you're looking for a game to play, you don't want to run through all like the main titles again, you come across Pikmin and you're like, oh yeah, that game exists, and you have fun with it. If nothing else, it's really cute until all your Pikmin get myrtled. And there actually was a challenge to it, I remember. Like finding enough food to survive the next day and stuff. Pikmin. It's going bottom of very good. I can't feasibly put it any higher than that. It's a really cute game, though. Underrated title. Bendy. Ooh. I know there is like a very much a split opinion when it comes to Bendy. Bendy and the Ink Machine, and definitely Bendy and the Dark Revival. I personally love the Bendy style, that old cartoon style, the Ink world. I love it. I even love a lot of the enemies that you come across, like Alice Angel, being all creepy and manipulative like that. Oh, that crazy dude that turned into like a carnival. Turn into like a carnival ride. You see his gross face in the middle. The Dark Revival, I can get why. There's so many tropes. It's like painful. Like, oh, the creepy janitor. I did love the little Bendy that they put in Dark Revival, though. He was so cute. Even if he did turn into a monster. That was the other problem, was the ink demon. It's a cool design. It's a really cool design. I feel like the original was a little more charming in the sense that it looked like something that was meant to be like something cute, but then became all distorted and gross and got corrupted. The ink demon in Dark Revival just, it feels like a kind of a, you were trying to make it scary, and granted, it is really cool. I don't know, I just don't know if it fits quite like the lore. I also was not a huge fan of the final form of the final boss fight in Ink Machine, the first game. I thought it was just tedious, it made no sense, just watching him run everywhere blindly, like, very Bendy, Bendy, Bendy. I'll put it at the, I'll put it at the top of very good. It's very good, I like it. If nothing else, the style's really cool, it's really unique, but there is just a lot you can nitpick about it. You know what, I'm gonna put it, yeah, I'll put it at the bottom of very good. I love the game still, but yes, there is plenty you can nitpick about it. This is one of the exceptions I made to, like, it has to be like a franchise, multiple games rule. Club Penguin. Who else remembers Club Penguin? Anyone else? I know there was a big controversy about, like, the safety of it and stuff, but I remember Club Penguin was the shit in my school. And so many of the little mini games, like the dojo, the card game, that was fun. And saving up before Roblox existed. Well, maybe Roblox did exist, but it wasn't that huge yet, at least not in my time where I lived. Instead of saving up to get Robux at the store, you would save up to get Club Penguin points or whatever, and you can get your little favorite puffle. I had so many puffles. I don't remember why they shut it down. Was it actually like a safety concern? Like, did something actually happen? I remember they shut it down, and like, there's a big stink about, like, this game is not safe for kids. I don't remember the specifics, though. Club Penguin. For nostalgia's sake. I will put it right next to Animal Crossing. Fallout. Ooh. Definitely a classic. I've not played the OG Fallout, and I've seen big parts of 2. I have not played it. I played 3. I played Fallout 3 over, like, probably 12 different times. And all the DLCs, of course, trying to get every ending, every possibility, exploring the map top to bottom until, like, I just scoured everything. New Vegas. I did play New Vegas. I don't know if I ever beat it, though. It was really hard. Fallout 4, I've watched a lot of, and I think I have tried playing it, but I've never completed it. Fallout 74, 76, whatever the number is, never really picked it up. I'll put it a great game. Fallout's a classic. It's solid. Very solid. I also love the style of Fallout, that retro, the swing music playing from your little, your arm thing. Holy crap, how am I forgetting what the arm thing is called? I know what it's called! I'm just drawing a god damn it. I fold under pressure. Okay, guys. I forget things when I'm under pressure. Okay, there's a reason. As another reason, I don't live stream. When I am put on the spot, I either say dumb shit, or I forget important shit and look dumb. It is my curse. I am striving to improve, but for now, this is why I do video. Fears to Fathom. Okay. The Home Alone one. Wasn't there one in, like, a hotel room? The fire tower, that one was really good. What was the other major chapter that I'm not thinking of? Oh, right! They were like, it was like that one where they were going to, like, some B&B or something? If I remember right. Yeah, that one was really good. Like, the guy was in the house, or broke into the house, and was being a creep. And the fact that they're based on real stories, allegedly, I think like the realistic factor adds like a special type of scariness to it that, like, games like Outlast or Evil Within or etc. Resident Evil, there's like a sense of realism to it that, like, even though the game's like obviously Not peak graphics whatsoever, very indie. And you can also question that didn't actually happen, of course, when I say based on real stories and stuff. But still, I think this game is very unique. I really like Fears to Fathom. I will put it at the top of very good. I don't know why Fortnite isn't here. It's not a franchise, is it? Is there a Fortnite 2 that I don't know of? In case you're wondering, that would go in garbage category. I know. Remember? This is my tier list, not the tier list, okay? And I've tried to get into Fortnite. I can't do it. I can't do it. It makes no sense. You go to shoot somebody like any battle royale ever, and suddenly they just build a house, and you're like, what? And trying to get into it as a noob, especially, it's like you get thrown into the fray with all these kids that are on Mountain Dew acting like crackheads that are going ballistic. I don't know, that game is just obnoxious to me. Forza. I have played a few Forza games. I think the one that I played the most was 5 or 6. I really like cars. I'm not into like the racing stuff like F1 or NASCAR or whatever. I'm not really into those cars. They just kind of look silly. When it's cool that they can go so fast, but I like my cars to look cool and also go fast. Always have really a lot of fun with like the Lambos or the McLarens are my babies. I love McLaren. Ferraris, etc. Like in Hypersport, Paganis. Conan Seg, underrated. Little known. Even souping up the I think it was the demon that was, like, I want to say it was like a Hellcat. It was either a Hellcat or a demon that was in that game. Probably a Hellcat. That's probably too old for the demon. Either way, I love challengers, so souping it up was fun. Fun story time with Forza. I bought an Izetta. In case you don't know what an Izetta looks like, let me show you. This is an Izetta. It's like a one-cylinder engine with a refrigerator door opening. They can't even go up hills. They're pathetic when it comes to functioning, but they're cute. This is not a real car, okay? This is a novelty car. Classic and collector cars. Yeah, if you're a collector, it's definitely something to have in your collection. But this is a novelty car, okay? So in Forza, that's how I treated it. I bought an Izetta, and then I gave it the largest possible engine I could, a giant spoiler. I basically just made it look ridiculous. And then I took it out on like one of the big racetracks. And as soon as it crossed like, I don't know, 40 miles an hour, 30, the whole car just started spinning, like rotating, and then it would start like flying. I would try to take the turn, and it would go off the track, like the car jumped, and it would jump and land on its top. The auto flip would turn back up, and then you'd keep going, and it'd just flip again. That car physically could not go more than like 30 miles an hour. I'm telling you, if you want to have fun in Forza, buy an Izetta, soup it the F up, and take it on a track. It's the funniest thing you will ever see. There's a lot of fun to be had there, that's for sure. I'll put that in very good. You know what? Great game. Kindergarten. This is one that I did not play, but I watched every playthrough of all 3 games. The first 2, Jacksepticeye, his kindergarten videos, peak. His Nugget voice, peak. I know he started Kindergarten 3, but I haven't seen an update. Jackaboy, come on, quit holding out on us. It's so funny. The kindergarten games are so funny. Yeah, I'll put him here. Mario Kart. Okay. I have played many Mario Karts. I don't think I played the original, but I played a very old one that was on GameCube, and then obviously the Wii one, Mario Kart 7, whatever, the one that came between there. DS. I remember the DS Mario Kart. You'd wait like 5 minutes just waiting for the DSs to connect for online play. Even if the DSs were like right next to each other. And then Mario Kart 8, obviously. I really liked a lot of Mario Kart 8. I get bored with it really easily, honestly. It's not something I can play like every night, but for a party and stuff, it's really fun. Same with Mario Kart World so far. I've watched a lot of it. A lot of the tracks for Mario Kart World are pretty cool, like their Rainbow Road revamp. Really cool looking. I don't know if it's worth the price, that's for sure. Especially because you have to buy a Switch 2 to play it. But, I don't know. I'll put it in I'll put it a step above Bendy there. Chilla's art. Okay. I have a soft spot for Chilla's art. I love their games. Again, that's another one I've both watched and played. I've played most of the games. I don't think I've played them all, but I've watched them all, if only through Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. Such cool games. Kind of like Fears to Fathom, normally they have like a realistic horror vibe that makes them... It's a different type of scariness that gets to you. And the chases always get me. Nothing gets me in a video game more than like being chased. Like sneaking can get your blood pumping, going right into the action, having to go toe to toe with monsters and stuff. Like that's actually kind of easy for me, if only because I've played so much Elden Ring now, I'm immune to it. Being chased. Something about that actually gets me really scared. And normally those games end with like a crazy chase, right? I think the Bathhouse was like one of the only ones that was like actually a supernatural sort of horror game, but I really liked the Bathhouse. It was really creepy. I really hate those like Onryo type ghosts. They're so creepy. Chilla's art, I'll put right behind... right next to Fears to Fathom, okay? I'm on observation duty, okay. I know these ones aren't quite as fun for a lot of people to watch because you're just kind of sitting there looking at cameras, right? Kind of like the same reason that a lot of people couldn't get into Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Even with the risk of a jump scare or the power going out, even with those mechanics, a lot of people just couldn't get into it. Part of it was like, oh, it's just Chuck E. Cheese. What's scary about that? Like the animatronics they found cheesy, but also you're just staring at cameras. It's the main core gameplay, and a lot of people were not into that. Same reason holds up with observation duty. A lot of people, it's basically a glorified like find the difference, right? It's also not the best game to watch with a VTuber, admittedly. I kind of occupy a lot of the screen. Even when I'm trying to make myself small, it's kind of distracting. I've learned that now. It did kind of kickstart this new genre of like anomaly hunting games, and I think a lot of them are actually really cool. Like some have put really cool spins on it. There's one I was watching Penguin Zero play, Voice Critical, whatever you want to call him. It's like a fusion of observation duty and PT. It's really cool looking. I downloaded that game too. I really want to play it myself. I'm on observation duty. I'll put in top of meh. Okay, watchable, not so much. It's not the best game for a third party, right? People seem to love when like the top YouTubers play it, but any randos, yeah, they're not gonna get into it quite as much. But I do respect it. It's a decent game. It's a different method of scaring you. Because, right, it kind of gets you comfortable just clicking and looking at this bottle moved, this door creaked open slightly, and then it'll jump scare you with some god-awful creature or something. Some of the scares, like the intruders that you see in observation duty, they're a trip. If nothing else, I respect this game. Smash Bros. Oh boy. I played Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Super Smash Bros. Melee. I want to say there's another one, like between like Brawl and like the latest one. I'm drawing a blank on what that one's specifically called. Was it Ultimate? Smash Bros. Ultimate? Or is that the newest one? Either way, I have played a lot of Smash Bros. It's one of those games, again, it's kind of like Mario Kart, right? It's easy to get bored with if you play it every night, but if you're at a party or something, or you're just in the mood for it, it's a great game. It really is. And I like with Brawl, the campaigns and stuff, I think that's really fun. Just kind of unlocking, discovering each new character. The mechanic that they introduced in that one, where you have to like fight for the character, you have to like beat the character to get him. I think that's cool. Yeah, Smash Bros. Is a classic. I will put it in you know, it's a great game. I'll put it right above Forza. It's a classic, right? Everybody loves some Smash once in a while. Mortal Kombat. Ooh. I have not played the OGs. I played... is it 7? Oh man. It's been a while. I've played one of the newer ones, and then I also played the newest one, Mortal Kombat 1 or whatever. I didn't like the newest one quite as much. It's kind of meh. Especially like the character models. They kind of let the Karenocracy take over for the models, and they made everyone just... not everyone, but they made a lot of the characters just weird and ugly and not really themselves. And the alternate universes stuff, it feels like, especially in the ending, or like you're getting like gender-swapped characters or fusions of... that kind of shit was weird. Not a fan. It especially didn't really make sense to me, at least, and yeah, I don't know. But the classics, if nothing else, are pretty peak. I've not played them. I've watched some older ones. I don't know how many I've watched. Either way, absolute classic. I will put that in great game. I'll put it above Smash Bros. Terraria. I'm sorry. Remember, it's my tier list, not the tier list. I've tried getting into Terraria before. One of my brothers really loves it. Said I should try it. I don't know. It just feels like platformer Minecraft, but not nearly as fun. Undertale. Okay, this one I was like almost not about to include. Technically, Undertale does have a sequel, Deltarune. I don't think I've beaten it yet, but I remember it. But I remember watching it. It's not really a sequel or prequel either. It's kind of like just parallel universe stuff. I don't know. So it's very... you can very loosely consider this a franchise, right? But OG Undertale, I do enjoy a lot. I do enjoy the challenge, trying to get like the true pacifist, true genocide ending and all that. I do enjoy seeing like how many different scenarios change depending on like what path you take. Soundtrack was pretty good too. Characters were pretty cute. Definitely like a unique combat mechanic. At least as far as I know. It was a pretty unique combat mechanic, especially for like one of those 8-bit games. Very good. Undertale is very good. I will put it right above Bendy here. Little Nightmares. Ooh, I love Little Nightmares. I know that's not like a major franchise quite as much as these other ones. Not a major / nostalgic one, but I felt the need to include it just because I love it. Little Nightmares, the first game, love it, peak. The second one, loved even more, peak. 3, the co-op mechanic could have been refined a lot. There's a lot about that game that could have been refined. It could have used some touching up. And it was kind of short. And I don't think the story either was quite as strong, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like they overall could have done better. But 1 and 2, chef's kiss. I'm going to put that right behind Pokemon there. Because I love Little Nightmares. Okay, Paper Mario. I played one Paper Mario game. I don't know if there's one before it or one after it. I remember one Paper Mario game that I played on the Wii, and then I remember a Paper Mario game that was like a newer one for the Switch that had some like sort of a different battle mechanic. I was not a fan. It was convoluted and weird. But, I like Paper Mario, and I will take any chance to play as Bowser. So, it was definitely a really weird offshoot of Mario, but interesting. I'll put it at the top of meh. Right? It's definitely not on the level of like a lot of Mario games are, but it's decent, right? It's worth playing at least once. At least the games that I'm remembering. Nostalgia. How many of you played Scribblenauts? That was another one that was just the shit back in my day when you had your 3DS/DS and you just went to town making all sorts of weird shit on Scribblenauts. I even heard that they made one for Switch recently that they put out. I don't know how that'd go. Cause like 3DS it makes sense because you have like the touchpad, you have the keyboard right on the bottom screen. A stylus that makes it easier. Doing that on console, even one like Switch, that seems like it'd be convoluted. Wii U maybe, then you'd have a use for that tablet, but I don't know. Scribblenauts, I will put you in great game. Classic. Outlast. I did not play the original Outlast myself, but I watched my brother. My eyes were glued to the screen when my brother played the original. Like, it was awesome. It was gory. It was terrifying. I was probably way too young to be watching that game too, by the way. But you know what? Oh well. Outlast 2. I have not seen Outlast 2 all the way through. I haven't played it and I haven't watched it all the way through. Outlast Trials. I was recently introduced to you. Outlast Trials. I was recently introduced to. Thanks, Ross. I'm really enjoying it. Some parts, especially in the police station, were a little tedious just because I have a specialty for getting lost. And some of my partners tend to have the same curse. Yeah. Outlast. Overall, I will put you... I'll put you at the bottom of great game. Right. The reason I haven't finished Outlast 2, by the way, is I kind of lost interest. It just felt like the creepy culty hick people vibe. It kind of felt like it was just kind of trying to play on the hype of Biohazard, and I don't know, it felt a little overdone. Ark Survival Evolved. Oh boy. Of every game I've ever played, even though Ark is not my #1 favorite game, it's up there. It's very much up there, top 3. Probably #2. I would only give #1 to a game that I'm going to be playing very soon on this channel, wink wink. Of any game ever that I've played, I have the most hours sunk into Ark. Between my PC and my original Xbox account, I probably have... It's definitely over 1,000. So many hours sunk into Ark. And by the way, I don't use admin commands either. I don't think you're cheating, okay? I'm not one of those people that think if you're using admin commands, you're cheating. Ark is a brutal game. Some people want to use admin commands just to give them a little boost, right? Unlimited ammo, etc., just to save the grind of medal runs and stuff. I played 100% legit except for one time on the island when the spawner for Medalist Sry broke and all the ones that could feasibly spawn on the map were stuck under the map. So I spawned one where it normally would and I tamed it legitly. Yeah, I am Dino Mother when it comes to Ark. I am Dino Mama. One of us was the builder, one of us was the weapons guy, and one of us was the tamer, and I was the tamer. I will go at a T-Rex. I have gone at a T-Rex with a club. My first tame, I was going for a parasaur on that island. Then I found an alligator, or the Sarcosuchus, sorry, and I killed the parasaur that I went after. I kept bonking that Sarcosuchus with a club over and over again. And I fed the parasaur meat to the gator, and I tamed myself a gator. I really like crocodilians. I don't know why. It's a thing. It's a thing. I built a collection. I made it a mission to tame like every creature on the map when I was playing on the island. I got almost all of them. The only ones I was missing were like a couple of really random little guys like Archaeopteryx and stuff. The only major ones I was missing were obviously like the Tusoteuthis, the giant squid, and Titanosaur, but obviously those take a... Yeah, those take quite the, if you know Ark, you know what it takes to tame a Titanosaur / Tusoteuthis, legitly. No force taming, no modded weaponry, only what you can get, no admin commands. I've never done it legitly, I admit. I've come very close to the Titanosaur. I've not done it legitly yet. Then of course I've played like Scorched Earth, Aberration, The Center, Extinction. Yeah, I've played a lot of Ark. And each... I think the island map... Ragnarok, that was the other one. I think Aberration, Extinction, and Island are my favorites. I haven't played another map so far that I've fallen really in love with at all. But still. I have not played Ark 2 yet, but I've seen some playthroughs. It looks interesting. Peak. I don't... Ark is our first Peak game. I'm sorry. Let me reevaluate, see if there are any others that I can put in Peak with it. You know, I'll put Pokemon in Peak, okay? I've made my final decision. Pokemon will go Peak. I would put Little Nightmares in Peak too, if it were not for 3. Yeah, based on my experience and my knowledge, that looks right. This list looks right. Wii simulation games. Oh boy. I actually enjoy a lot of these. Like, that's Wii Sports, right? Wii Play. There's a few others. Nintendo Land on the Wii U. Nintendo Land kind of went under the radar. It was one of those cheesy games that you would play as the Wii Miis, right? And it was basically just knockoff mini games based on other Nintendo titles. But ironically, the mini games were actually pretty fun. I remember playing the Mario Chase one. Basically, one of you is a Mario, and then the rest of you are Toads, and it's just like tag or something. Mario runs around the map, you have to chase him down as the Toads, and my brothers and I would pretend to be ice, going after Mario. There's an illegal Italian in the Toadstool Kingdom, we must deport immediately! So yeah, in and of themselves, they're kind of cheesy. They're not like a go-to game, but especially when you're playing with friends, they are something fun. I also have a lot of memories playing Tiny Tanks on Wii Play. I'll put them at the top of meh. You know what? Yeah, I had more fun with these games than Paper Mario. Top of meh. They're weird. They're by no stretch of the imagination are they, you know, made greatly. Obviously, it's just pretty much made to give you some reason to use the Wii's motion controls, really. But you know what? It's fun, and it's easy to have fun with. It's easy to... It's one of those games that it's so cheesy. Like how some horror games are so bad that they wind up being fun because of how bad they are. That's how I feel about a lot of Wii simulation games. They're so cheesy, they're so weird. You just wind up having fun with them anyway. Webkinz. Am I the only one who remembers Webkinz? I was probably like... Man, I was a little kid when I played that game. But Webkinz was cute because, like, I don't know. There was something to, like, collect the plushie and then the plushie becomes your avatar. I think, I even think, didn't Xbox try to play on that? There was a point where Webkinz was such a big thing that Xbox tried to put a spin on that with, like, the Kinect. I know, everybody forgets the Kinect existed. They made, like, Kinectimals, and you would have to go out and buy, like, a plushie. And then the plushie would have a code, and then you could upload it to the Xbox, and it'd be your little virtual pet. You'd interact with it with a Kinect. I think that was based on Webkinz, because Webkinz was such a big thing at the time. I don't know what happened to that game, if it got Club Penguined, like some controversy happened, or if it just kind of died out. I wouldn't be shocked either way. Either way, Webkinz was cute. I'll put it at the bottom of... You know, I'll put it middle of meh. Alright? A lot of cute little mini-games. It's really fun for kids. Obviously, it is not for adults by any stretch of the imagination. That is a game that if you do play as an adult, you're playing it for nostalgia or to introduce your own kids to it. But for its time, it was pretty cute. I saw when I was trying to look up titles of games, being like, okay, what of these do I have experience with? I saw that come up. I saw Webkinz come up by pure chance, and I was like, oh my god! Immediate flood of childhood memories. Resident Evil. Okay, what Resident Evils have I played or seen played? Village, for sure. I love Village. What was Biohazard, obviously. I think I've seen Resident Evil 5, wasn't a fan. I've seen somebody play through 4 and somebody play through 2. I don't remember who, I just remember watching a YouTube video of it. I know Requiem is out. Oh, the Umbrella Chronicles on the Wii, that shitty arcade-looking one that came out on the Wii. I remember we got that one. It was so bad. I'll put that right behind Fallout, right there. Resident Evil's a classic. There's some games I can't speak to, but from what I do know about the series, there's some. Wasn't it 5 or 6? I remember there was 5 or 6 that pretty much was like universally hated just because, I don't know, just like it wasn't as good. And it kind of became more of like an action shooter than survival horror. It lost a lot of like the spooky factor to it. It seems like there's always some drama ready to erupt over horror games if they lean too out of their comfort zone, and it's kind of, I get it, but it's also annoying sometimes at the same time. I remember there's a huge stink about like how Resident Evil's turning into Silent Hill, and Silent Hill is turning into Dark Souls over here, because they added like more of a combat mechanic, melee style to Silent Hill F, and then Resident Evil was more like survival horror than like action horror, I guess. It just seems like there's always some drama ready to explode when horror games try to expand. It seems like there's always a crowd that is complaining it's the same thing over and over again, and then there's another crowd that's going to complain that it's not the same anymore. Like, and I get a lot of it. I get when games change too much. I get when games don't change enough. It happens all the time. I get it. At the same time, some people do take it too far. It's kind of annoying. Moving on. The Evil Within. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, the first Evil Within was so creepy. And the second one too. The second one, that weird amalgamation. You know what I'm talking about? Like that thing that was like 11 different bodies fused into one gross thing that was like giggling down the hallway. Had a buzzsaw in one hand. Oh my god, an Obscura. That Obscura creature was so creepy. I think that thing actually gave me nightmares for some reason. I couldn't explain why. Also, the villain, the first villain, Valentino was his name, or Valentine, something like that. The guy who was like, "You must suffer for my art." He was a trip. I liked him as a villain. He was kind of crazy, kind of cool. I think I like it a little better than Outlast even. You know what? I'll put that right there. Evil Within. Very, very, very good. Guitar Hero. Classic. I have no idea where you find the Guitar Hero guitars, specifically the ones for the Wii, but if I could find them, better yet, if they came with like the drum kit, I would absolutely buy those up in a heartbeat. I still have Guitar Hero 3. I don't think we have 2 or 1 currently, but I do remember them. World Tour, Warriors of Rock, etc. Like I said, metalhead family, we love rock music. I remember compromising with my brother. He'll play Muse with me if I play Mastodon with him. Sweating our asses off over Scream Aim Fire by Bullet for My Valentine. And then we both look at Megadeth and be like, nope. I know everybody was like, I know Devil Went Down to Georgia and Through the Fire and the Flames, those were like the big songs. Holy crap, you had to be like an expert to get through those. But Megadeth was no laughing matter, okay? Nor was Scream Aim Fire. I know that there's some crackheads when it comes to Guitar Hero that can go through those easily, okay? We were kids, we were casual players. Those songs were hard as shit. It's a classic. I'll put it right next to Club Penguin because it's kind of like the same. I'll put it one step above Club Penguin, actually. I'll put it there, though, because it's kind of like the same reason that Club Penguin is here to begin with. Nostalgia. It's a classic. It's definitely like a niche sort of game, but it's charming in its own way, and I don't know, you have fun with it. Hollow Knight. I have not fully played through Hollow Knight or Silksong, but I've watched both all the way through. I love the artistic style. Gameplay, a lot of people seem to say it's like too hard. As someone who plays a lot of Souls-likes, I always take those kinds of claims with skepticism, especially because a lot of them seem to come from journos. We know how journos are when it comes to game difficulty, right? Hollow Knight, I can't put it in peak, okay? I haven't played it all the way through. That wouldn't be fair. I will put it with... there. Next to Chilla's art. That seems fair to me. The Sims. I played one Sims game on 3DS/DS, and then I played... I only recently downloaded Sims 4, because I kind of want to do something fun with it. I have something planned that involves The Sims 4. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to spoil everything yet. Holy crap, that bullshit EA makes you go through to download that game. I downloaded it through Steam, as one does. It still expected me to set up an EA account, so I just linked my Google account to make it fast. And then it would tell me sign into EA, and then it wouldn't give me the option to sign in with Google. I disconnected my Google account, basically, and then tried to remake the account. Wouldn't let me use it because, for some reason, their email still registered, hey, this email's in use. No, it's not. I just disconnected it. I just deleted that account. I finally got it to download it, but I have to play it by EA's rule. I can't play it through Steam. And just the bullshit. That bullshit immediately set me off. But then seeing all like the microtransactions and the buy this now, buy, as EA tends to do, right? So far, extremely aggravated. Not happy with The Sims 4. So The Sims so far, I'm not happy with it. I'm really not happy with it. I am so tempted to put it in garbage because of the bullshit that EA put me through just to get access to that stupid game. But, you know what? If nothing else, you can use it for content, alright? If you don't want to play it seriously, which honestly, looking at it so far, this is not a game that I would really play seriously. I just use it to make videos. That seems to be a common theme so far with a lot of people who play Minecraft. It's a classic, guys. Come on. You know, it's my tier list. I can't put it above Pokemon. I have more Pokemon experience than I do Minecraft experience. I haven't played Minecraft very recently. I only just heard that they added like the pink wood, the sakura tree wood, and my niece loves it. She has a little pink house and she's collecting horses and stuff. It's really cute. But yeah, that's how behind I am when it comes to Minecraft. But it is a classic. I mean, everybody can find some fun in Minecraft. Whether you're more of like a creative type, you want to play creative mode, you want to be a builder, build cool things. Whether you are a survivalist and you want to play like for the monsters and survival and find diamond and all that, there's ways to play Minecraft in which everybody can enjoy. And the formula of just building blocks, right? Block equals happy, alright? People are content with blocks. And that's proof that games don't need like seamless graphics or, you know, super overcomplicated mechanics to be successful, right? Minecraft is quite literally just block. People are happy with it. Sanic. Okay. Sanic. Where would I put Sanic? I played a couple of the OG Sonic games, both like the 3D ones and Shadow and stuff too. Like those 3D platformer ones, as well as like the classic side scrollers, right? I played a couple of them. They're pretty good. I don't want to put it in meh. That's a little too low, but I never really got that into Sonic. And considering this is my tier list again, not the tier list, right? I'm gonna put Sonic in bottom of very good. If I'm asking myself, do I prefer Bendy to Sonic? Even if nobody else in their right mind believes that, honestly, I'd prefer Bendy, okay? Alright, I have nothing against Sonic whatsoever, but I don't know. I never got quite as much into it. Poppy Playtime. Oh boy. I've played... Myself, I have played up to 3. 4 and 5, I have only watched. And I can safely say... I mean, the grab pack thing, it is a unique mechanic. It is kind of relying on the old FNAF sort of hype of mascot horror. I also like the pose that Huggy is making down there. Where would I put Ploppy? Where would I put you, Ploppy? Number 1, the first game was really good. It's like you kind of went into it blind, you didn't know what to expect, and Huggy coming at you in the vents was, like I said, chases. Nothing will get me in a game. Not like jump scares, not sneaking around. Nothing will get me in a game more than chases, okay? Jump scare me all you want, just don't chase me. I mean, do chase me. I still love horror games regardless, but chases get me a lot, so the Huggy chase was... That got my heart pounding, that's for sure. 2 was pretty good. Mommy Longlegs was pretty interesting. I don't know if she was my favorite by any stretch of the imagination. 3 was also interesting. It's kind of where the story and like the atmosphere started getting a little bit ridiculous. Catnap was pretty cool though. The hallucinations and all the twisted creatures, they were pretty cool. That sort of PT feel in like the orphanage. I liked that. It was pretty cool. I was not fond of like the boss fight or like the final boss fight of that chapter. The story was also getting a little weird. I don't know. I guess the story was fine as far as like a Poppy Playtime story goes. 4, I did like Doey. Pianosaurus, wasted character. Boxy Boo, where is he? And the story, I felt like 4, they really wanted you to care about like all the little guys and the creatures, but you spend so long where every toy is trying to kill you and every toy is your enemy except maybe Poppy, which you can barely counter because everybody thinks she's the villain, everybody thinks she's evil somehow. Basically, the game just really wanted you to care about all these little guys. So, like, Poppy's plan, you're supposed to feel something, you're supposed to understand why Doey freaks out and stuff. You're supposed to feel it more. It's supposed to add more feeling to when Doey freaks out like that. It just didn't work because I felt absolutely nothing about these little guys. Especially because, like, if you're not actively hunting out the lore, you just don't get it. I felt like 4 could have been a lot better. Doey was pretty cool, but... And 5, I feel nothing for. I just watched it like a week ago. Less than a week ago. And I already am forgetting major parts of it. Wasn't there, like, a little raccoon-looking dude? This is surprisingly difficult. I'm going to put it at the top of meh. Again, I really like 1, 2, decent, 3, had elements I could nitpick, but I like a lot about 3, especially up until like the ending. It's really just 4 and 5 that I really started to feel like, okay, this could have been handled better. But overall, it's not a bad series. I feel like I get the mascot horror fatigue, but it's not that bad. Left 4 Dead. The main Left 4 Dead game that I played was Left 4 Dead 2, and I think there's like one other. I want to say one was like an arcade game. Either way, meh. From what I remember, it was a great game. I played it when I was a kid, mind you. It was a great game for its time. We did recently get like an old copy of it and tried playing it again, and holy crap, the controls are shit. It's crazy how much nostalgia clouds how bad graphics were or how clunky controls were. Like, you remember bombing through these games and, oh my god, it looked like real life, and then you go back at them in 2026 and you're like, oh, that's what it looked like. Oh, that's what it played like. By no stretch of the imagination does that make them bad games, by the way, or anything. It doesn't even make it unplayable. It's just funny. It's a funny phenomenon to me, right? You remember Left 4 Dead being like real life. You remember This Zombie was like real life back in the day. Silent Hill. Okay. I've seen 2. I've watched it, not played it. I played and watched Silent Hill F. Not all the way through. Watched it all the way through, did not play it all the way through. What was the other one that came out recently? The message? The secret message? The something message. That one was kind of lame and just really slow. And Sakura Head doesn't really hit the same as Pyramid Head. Sorry, guys. I see a dude coming at me with flowers on his head. I'm not that scared. There's another one that I know I'm missing. PT, obviously. Everybody knows PT. And a couple others like that. Not a couple others. There's one other that I know I'm missing. Either way. I would say this is a classic. I would put it even a step above Resident Evil there. I even liked the original, not Revelations. I even liked, as much as usually, video game movies suck. I actually did not mind the original Silent Hill movie. I thought it was pretty decent. There were some tropes it relied on, right? There were some things about it you can criticize, and absolutely, when you're holding it to the standard of, like, the video game series, it's never going to be as good. I don't really like that when it comes to, like, so many movies were based on books, video games, and everybody just wants to go, well, it doesn't meet the original content. No shit, obviously. That doesn't make it a bad movie. Like, some people just use that to, like, totally shit on it. This is the worst movie ever. It doesn't come near the books. Like, that's not the only metric you can judge a movie by. And there's so many movies that you probably love that you didn't even realize were based on books and stuff. You wouldn't even know the original content. It's like, that's not fair. I hate when people completely reject movies or, like, alternative media like that based on others just because it doesn't measure up to the original. Hopefully my rant makes sense here. Legend of Zelda. I love Legend of Zelda. I love it. I have played Ocarina of Time. I have played Majora's Mask. I have played Twilight Princess. I have played Skyward Sword. I have played a lot Wind Waker in there. I recently downloaded an emulator, and I'm working my way through a lot of the, like, original titles that were on, like, Game Boy and DS and stuff. So, like, Spirit Tracks, Minish Cap, Phantom Hourglass. The only Zelda games I'm actually unfamiliar with are Hyrule Warriors, just because it felt so different to, like, what you'd expect from a Zelda game. And honestly, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I don't have anything against them, and I watched playthroughs of them, and it's not a bad game, it's just not for me. I don't know. I just 1000% prefer the original Zeldas, absolutely. I like the dungeon crawler experience. I don't know, there's something to the formula of the original Zelda games that I am drawn to that was lacking a lot in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom that didn't make me feel quite as connected to it, right? Gorgeous games, gorgeously designed. They're not bad by any stretch of the imagination. They're just not. Actually, my favorite Zelda game is probably going to make a lot of people mad. Because when it first came out, everybody was hating on it. The 3D re-release came out. Not the 3D re-release. Remake came out, and the main issue was vastly improved upon, and people started loving it again. Still had critiques here and there, and I'm ready to admit, yes, those critiques are very valid. I still love it anyway. Skyward Sword. People hated on the clunky Wii mechanics because when it first came out, the Wii Motion Plus thing, it was so garbage. It was constantly going out of whack. It was impossible to use almost. I played it anyway. I loved it. I loved the story. And then the Switch version came out, the HD re-release, and not only did the HD looks really nice with that game, with all the bright colors, and the Switch controls are so much better, so much more seamless. It's 1,000 times better. So if you are a Skyward Sword hater, I highly recommend try the Switch version, okay? Give it another chance. My second favorite Zelda game is probably Twilight Princess, and I don't know, third place to be tied between like Majora's Mask and Wind Waker. Wind Waker, I know a lot of people don't like it. It's nostalgic. It's another nostalgia game for me, I guess. Elder Scrolls. Ooh. This is a hard one for me, guys. Mainly because of Skyrim, Elder Scrolls is peak, but how peak? I can't judge a franchise based on one game. I have to take all of them in consideration. I know nothing about Morrowind. I have played Oblivion and I've watched Oblivion. Awesome game. Skyrim, peak. Skyrim is great. Skyrim is awesome. What was the game that came after Skyrim? Was it the Elder Scrolls Online game? So that's one legendary game, one extremely good game, one I don't know enough about to safely judge, and one that I didn't like. I would say that brings it to a respectable... I'll put it under Pokemon. Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh boy. This one? Drop your thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's as a franchise into the comments below, because I feel like this one, whatever category I pick, there is going to be some level of contention. There is going to be some level of vitriol about this. So, let's consider the franchise in full, okay? First game, love it or hate it, it was a classic. It got a lot of people talking, and it kind of brought like a new mechanic, and a new theme, and it was new, it was fresh, it was cool. It took a risk, turning Chuck E. Cheese animatronics into bad guys, and it, like it or not, it worked. 2, basically the first one, but improved upon a lot. There's a lot about 2 that I like. 3, probably the most controversial, right? I was not a fan of the hallucinations, right? And the oxygen and stuff, all of that was so tedious. It made 3 genuinely hard to play, but the lore of Springtrap and stuff, I did like that. Creep factor-wise, because these guys are monsters, right? Springtrap is probably one of my favorites just because he really creeped me out as a kid. The thought of a body being in there all rotten and meshed with a bunch of endoskeleton parts. 4, I know a lot of people say they were trying way too hard for 4. 4, it's cool. It's why they're so nightmarish, they're so creepy. Not just the animatronics, you can argue though they're way too over the top. Not only does it make sense because this is the perspective of a child who's in a coma. If there's any reason to go all out on like nightmarish animatronic designs, it's through that perspective, like a child with a literal phobia of animatronics having nightmares about them. You can still argue they were trying way too hard with these designs. I think it makes sense. I don't like that argument myself. That's just me. What really got 4 for me was the breathing mechanic. Like listening for the breathing like that. That uncertainty, like, oh my god, am I actually hearing a breath? Because it's such a subtle cue, and you know if you miss it, you're getting jump scared. I don't know. 4 was really creepy for me. I love 4. Sister Location, it was different. I wasn't quite as big a fan. The breaker room and the night with the mini arenas pre-patch was really aggravating. It wasn't bad. What other FNAF games exist? Pizzeria Simulator with Peanut Head. Banger monologue toward the end if you get the real ending. And the little make your own pizzeria was pretty cute. I don't know. It was okay. Help Wanted is really fun to watch. I've not played Help Wanted because I don't have a VR, but I've watched it played. It looks... Not only does it look fun, but it's really fun to watch. Watching Markiplier go through... Especially Help Wanted 2. Watching Markiplier argue with Roxy while he's trying to do her makeup and stuff. That was hilarious. And then finally, of course, right? We know what's coming. We have to address it, guys. We have to talk about it, okay? Security breach. Security Breach is definitely broken. Very broken. Not the best quality. It is goofy in every possible way. It is wacky. It is bad, honestly. Security Breach is objectively bad, but at the same time, it's so bad that it's charming in a way. It's so bad that it's fun. I don't know, do I sound crazy? Like, I honestly like Security Breach. Ruin was a bit of a trip. I think the Mimic, Secret of the Mimic, that was the other one. I think the Mimic makes a lot more sense than reviving Afton for the 50th time. I think the Mimic was interesting. So far, I don't know. I don't remember a lot about Secret of the Mimic, honestly. It felt forgettable to me. And Ruin, the whole, like, augmented reality, Vanny Mask. I get it, you're trying to do something new. What else are you gonna do? I feel like you could have just had Security Breach. Because it's a DLC of Security Breach. You could have just had Security Breach mechanic with, like, one new thing. It didn't need to do the whole augmented reality thing. That was just bizarre. I'm rambling way too much. I need to make a decision, don't I? Collectively. Everybody is going to hate me for this. Okay. I get it. I put it at the bottom of peak, okay? I put it at the bottom, but even accounting for how broken Security Breach was, even accounting for the weird shit of Ruin, even accounting for how forgettable Secret of the Mimic was, even accounting for 3 being just not the best, right? Even accounting for the terrible designs in Ultimate Custom Night, even for every little nitpick I can make about Five Nights at Freddy's, there's another thing about it that not only was it really good, not only did I love it, but it inspired a new genre. It inspired a new genre of horror. You can say your piece about mascot horror, it's overdone, it's cheesy, it doesn't make sense half the time. I would even agree with you, and there's way too many Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, if you want to make that argument, right? I have a really hard time keeping up with them, honestly. You could even say, like, you're not a big fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's, like, the community, the fandom. I mean, I don't know a ton about them, but I've heard some good and some really terrible things, and that involves a lot of furries. I like it, okay? Judge me, okay? GTA. Watched it. Never played it. I know that. I've watched mainly GTA 5. One other one. It wasn't 4 or 3 or something. It was like an offshoot with a different name. I don't remember what it was. San something. Or Los. San or Los. And I think I saw snippets of 3. We're getting Grand Theft Auto ranked in a tier list by Cinder Soleil before we get GTA 6. I don't know. Okay, again, it's my tier list, not the tier list, and as far as I'm concerned, I'll put it above observation duty, okay? I can't put it any higher, though, okay, guys? I don't have played experience, granted, but from what I have seen, it's just a lot of the same. Some people do make it really fun, but at least when I see it played like the way it's supposed to be played, it always seems like really boring. This is another nostalgia game. I don't know how many... I've heard some people say, like, it's making a resurgence, but it still feels like a really niche game that, like, nobody really talks about. Especially because the studio Rare is... Everybody knows it for Sea of Thieves. They don't really look into their old stuff. Viva Pinata. How many of you guys played this as a kid, huh? I was in, like... I want to say, like, I was in... diapers. Yeah, diapers, actually. I was still in diapers when I was watching my mom play this. Yeah, we all played Viva Pinata at one point or another. And then we played Party Animals when I was really little. And then Trouble in Paradise came out and we played that. I think they even made like a show based on Viva Pinata. It was not good at all. It was really cute. The limits on space were a little ridiculous, but to be fair, really little when I started playing it. I did not understand the concept of making multiple gardens for different things, for different creatures, because some creatures do get along, some don't. And you have really restrictive limits on space. I didn't really understand that concept. So I just tried cramming everything and everyone into one garden. It kind of gives me the same vibes as like Scribblenauts, like it's more for nostalgia. I'll put it like one step above him. Yeah, it's a classic. It is a niche, unknown classic. I've never played a Hitman game. No one in my family has ever played a Hitman game, but I included Hitman in this list solely because of Jacksepticeye's playthrough. Every time I watch Jacksepticeye play Hitman, I always end up rolling. I end up laughing so much. His Hitman videos are so fun. Being the paper boy, killing people with newspaper and screwdriver. As far as gameplay goes, I can't speak to that. But story and mission-wise, it's pretty decent. I'll put it like right here. Kind of next to kindergarten for the same, because these two are here for the same reason, right? Luigi's Mansion. Interesting. I've seen playthroughs of Luigi's Mansion 2, and then I played and watched others play 3. Really fun. It's goofy. That's fun. It's one of those Mario offshoots that I actually like a lot. How much? I'll put it like next to Mario Kart. Put it a step above Mario Kart. I can have more fun. I can play more Luigi's Mansion than I can play Mario Kart if I'm thinking about it. Like if you set me down with Mario Kart, I'll play for like a couple hours and then, okay, I'm bored. Give me Luigi's Mansion. I'll play through that in a day. Mario Bros. Okay, so this is not in case I'm in the way. You see down, so 3D Mario is a separate one. Mario Bros is like the classic format, the side scrollers. So like obviously the classic Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros 2, 3, Super Mario World, Super Mario Bros Wii, Super Mario Bros Wii U. I guess Super Mario 3D World kind of straddles the line between the 3D games and like the side scrollers because it's kind of like it functions like a side scroller, but it's 3D. And then Super Mario Wonder, most recently, which I wasn't a big fan of it. It felt too easy. Like, they dumbed it down. It's more for kids. I feel like the originals were way more of a challenge. Mario Bros. Was always catered to kids, obviously, younger audiences, but like this felt like for babies. Like, kids cannot take a challenge today, apparently. Jeez. It's a classic. You know what? I'll put it in peak. One step above Five Nights at Freddy's. Right there with Minecraft, right? Is that fair? Again, it's my tier list, so obviously some of these you're going to disagree with. I'm sure many of you are really mad right now that Zelda is in the top spot and Ark is considered a peak game. But it's my tier list, okay? If you disagree, okay, drop a comment in the comment section below. Assassin's Creed. Never played... Oh, I take that back. I played a little bit of one game. I don't remember which one. I think I was this guy, so probably like an older one. Ezio Auditore, right? I watched Black Flag. I actually just watched my brother go through pretty much all the Assassin's Creed. Black Flag being the most memorable. I really like Black Flag. That one's fun to watch. It's a great game, you know what? It's a great game. I have played experience, but it's not a lot. And I don't remember it extremely well. I was a kid. Battlefield. Put at the top of not good there. I've played not even two. I played 2 different Battlefield and demoed a third one. They all feel kind of the same to me. Anyway, Mario Party. Mario Party. It's not bad. I think Mario Party gets too much hate. It's definitely one of those games, again, like Mario Kart, but even more so. It's one of those games that it's easy to get bored with, even in just one playthrough, because it can take anywhere from like 30 minutes to an hour or more, depending on what version you're playing and how it goes for you. I think 5, 6, 7 people were most content with. Those are the oldest that I know, by the way. Anything before 5, I don't even know if they exist. I mean, I'm sure they exist, otherwise we wouldn't have Mario Party 5 and up, but I don't remember. I have never seen even anything before 5. 8? controversial because of the Wii controls. They were kind of clunky in the same way the same reason Skyward Sword got so much hate, right? Clunky Wii controls weren't the best. Definitely some of those games were kind of bullshit, especially because like it was a really specific motion and the first edition of the Wii just could not handle those specific motions, so it was super clunky. And half the time it wasn't even your fault that you lost. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. 9 and 10, fuck them. 9 and 10 were stupid when you're all in the cart. I don't even remember them very well. I just remember they're so boring. The mini games weren't even that remarkable. The latest one, Super Mario Party, is it called? That one's actually pretty good. Revived some classic mini games. Added some new ones that work way better with Switch controls, the motion controls. It's still a task. Still kind of a chore after a while. Still, I don't know, it's fun. I will put Mario Party... I mean, I feel like there's a lot more to do within Mario Party than Mario Kart. Ooh, I'm going to get flack if I put this above Mario Kart, aren't I? What would I rather play? Mario Kart or Mario Party? And what could I play more of? Probably Mario Kart. The downtime in Mario Party is a little tedious, but the mini games are really fun. Oh boy. Dark Souls. Okay. I'm going to be fair and objective about this. I have not played Dark Souls 1. I have watched, but not played Dark Souls 2. I have played bits. I don't think I completed the game, but I played Dark Souls 3. Yes, and I have watched it through to the end. I have watched Sekiro. Have not played. I have watched Bloodborne. I played a bit of Bloodborne, actually. I gave it a try. I have not completed it. You know what I'm going to say next. Elden Ring. Absolutely. I have played Elden Ring through so many times. I'm on New Game Plus 7 in my original playthrough, and people have mixed feelings about Shadow of the Erdtree. I agree, map design was shit. I agree. Some bosses and the battles could have been designed a little better, but still, I love Shadow of the Erdtree Peak. Bosses are so fucking cool. Bale is probably the coolest design I have seen for a dragon in such a long time. Oh my god, what a beast. And the soundtrack is banger. And who can forget Egon? Curse you, Bale! Oh, man. I love Elden Ring. I don't know, maybe that makes me a bit of a poser. I'm not claiming by any stretch of the imagination to be like a super uber Dark Souls fan, and I know everything about the fandom, and I'm an OG player or anything. Nah. I hopped on the train at Elden Ring. I've looked into the older ones before that afterward, and then I inspired me to take up other Souls-likes. So Dark Souls... I mean, from my experience, from what I know about the series, the lore, watching people play it, playing some of the games myself, not all of them through to the end, pretty much only all of them, and just seeing how many games it inspired, I have to put this in peak, okay? Where would I put it in peak, though? I think I'm gonna put it... Because there's so much of Dark Souls that I haven't played, I don't think I could put it any higher than Arc or Legend of Zelda, because I have way more experience with this. Even Pokemon, actually. Okay, okay. There, I have about the same experience with Elder Scrolls as I do with Dark Souls. That's my list. Okay. I would, if it was just Elden Ring, I would absolutely put it higher. But I do not know, I cannot fairly put that any higher considering how much, even though I know so much Dark Souls lore, even though I've watched so many Let's Plays, I know, like, one of the main points of a Dark Souls game and Dark Souls experience is the gameplay. Is being the one to go through fight after fight and fight, death after death, after death, after death, after death. Seeing that you died screen so many times. I need more collective experience, and I'm absolutely open to it. Maybe I'll play, like, through the entire Dark Souls series on my channel sometime. Donkey Kong. So another Mario offshoot. I've played parts of I've played a little bit of the Donkey Kong game. I have a really bad habit of playing parts of games and then just never completing them. I won't do that on the channel, I promise. I have watched all the Donkey Kong games all the way through, though, because my mom loves these. She was a Mario kid through and through. She played like every Mario. And then Donkey Kong, she figured out. She thought like all the Donkey Kong games were like a Donkey Kong 64. And she didn't like those sorts of 3D platformers. She liked the side scrollers. So when she learned that, oh my god, there are Donkey Kong games that are like that are like the classic Mario scrollers, she just jumped right on that. And I pretty much watched her binge play all the side-scroll Donkey Kong games, and I watched my brother play Donkey Kong 64 when I was really little. In a lot of ways, though, I mean, right? Donkey Kong is just kind of a knockoff Mario. It's Mario reskinned, okay? There's not even like a unique niche like in Luigi's Mansion or Mario Kart or Mario Party outside of like getting shot out of the cannons. I'll put it at the bottom of very good. Kind of like Sonic. I didn't get into it. I liked watching it. It was okay. I just don't have very strong feelings about it either way. Devil May Cry. Okay. Of all the games in this list, I have the least experience watching or playing with Devil May Cry. I watched parts of like 2 and 3, and then I watched my brother play 5. Music, banging, characters, really cool. It's a decent game, I really liked it. So, I feel like it's not even that fair for me to rank it, but I still want to put it in like, a high category here. Let's put it like put it even above the Mario games there. I feel like it's not totally fair for me to even rank it because I have so little experience with it. But from what I have seen, it's pretty fucking cool. It's really cool designs, cool game mechanics. I really enjoyed watching it. Tell me in the comments if you have a different opinion, if you know more, if you think this should be bumped higher. Like, tell me. I don't have the experience, maybe you do. Final Fantasy. Okay. I've watched pretty much every turn-based Final Fantasy my mom has played through. I am most fond of 10. 10, pretty banger. All the Aeons and stuff. The characters of 10 are super cool. Some of the character moments were a little cringe. You know what I'm talking about. It's been memed 1,000 times, guys. You know what I'm talking about. It's still a very good game, I would say. And as far as like the not turn-based games, like with Cloud and stuff, I've watched my brother play some. I've tried playing some myself. I could not tell you which specific games that we attempted. It's a good game. It's good. It's a good franchise. I really like it. I will put that in right there. That feels good. Between Resident Evil and Mortal Kombat. If I'm sitting down and doing something, I can watch more Final Fantasy than I could play Mortal Kombat, honestly. So, Call of Duty. Oh boy. Some of my earliest memories when it comes to video games, one of them was like the original Xbox 360, sorry. It's like the first edition. And my brother's playing Call of Duty 3, and me trying to play with them, and obviously it's like, and I'm like fucking 4 or 5, 8/9-year-old boys playing Call of Duty with a 5-year-old sister, obvious how it went, but it was still fun. And I remember playing World at War a lot, Black Ops, especially Zombies, a lot, Black Ops 2, Kino der Toten, oh my god, we had that map on lock. I think I've tried playing a few other Call of Duty since then. I am not a fan whatsoever of that modernized one with like the wall running and jetpacks and stuff. Not a fan. So overall Call of Duty. I will put that. There's a lot, especially in recent memory, a lot about Call of Duty that I think is insufferable and just annoying, and it's not a good franchise anymore. They have ruined it. But the OG games and the nostalgia that they bring, I'll let that put it there. Bioshock. But I've watched the first one via YouTube. I watched my brother play the second one front to back. I love the story, I love the style. Very cool game, very good. I will put that in, right about there. Fire Emblem. Oh boy. I played most of the... I don't remember which one it was. It wasn't the original, that's for sure. I watched my mom play through Three Houses. I played through Three Houses myself, and then I'm watching her currently go through Fire Emblem Engage. Love the character design, love the gameplay, love the story. Very cool. Like, if nothing else, style points, because Fire Emblem, whatever artists are working at Fire Emblem, man, they got some cool character designs. I shall put Fire Emblem. I can't put it in peak because I do not have enough experience with it. But I will put it... I'll put it there. Halo. Oh boy. Remember how I said that some of my earliest gamer memories were Call of Duty 3? Second to that would be Halo 3. My gamer memory comes in threes. I watched my brothers play through the original and the second one via the Master Chief Collection. I played through the Threes campaign as a kid and in recent memory. I've never done it solo, but I'm always playing with somebody. I'm always Arbor on the campaign, but I did play, like, obviously, multiplayer PvP a lot as a kid. All the challenges like King of the Hill, Capture the Flag, stuff like that. We did also play Halo Reach. I want to say we play Halo 4, but I have no memories of Halo 4. I'm drawing a blank on what that game even was. And then I watched the latest one. I was not a very big fan. It felt like a lot of drama for Halo. And Weapon was just obnoxious, quote-unquote weapon. I already wasn't the biggest fan of Cortana. Quote-unquote Cortana that they introduced in the Halo 5. She's just obnoxious, makes no sense. I will put Halo... I gotta. There we go. Halo is peak. Last of Us. This is one I watched, never played, but that game is cinema. At least the first one. I did not like the second one whatsoever. Just so much... That was just... I did not... No. Just no. Just no. I'm sorry. Just no. The show is ass, to me, at least. Bella Ramsey's obnoxious. Insufferable. I'm gonna be a body type B parent. Blah, blah, blah. But the first... So this is a hard one because Last of Us 1, peak cinema. Last of Us 2, no. I guess I can't really include the show because it's not a video game. If I was including like shows and books and stuff and comics and stuff, I would rearrange this whole list. But just games. 1, great. 1, not great. I think that puts it at a reasonable top of very good, okay? I want to put it higher because of the first game, but then I want to put it lower because of the second game, okay? So this is hard. Red Dead Redemption. Okay, this one I have experience with. Red Dead 2, especially when it first came out, it just felt like horse riding simulator for so much of it. Red Dead 1. That was something. Let's do... Would I rather play one of the Call of Duties that I really like over Red Dead Redemption 1? Would I rather play a mediocre Call of Duty over Red Dead Redemption 2? I'm just gonna leave it there. Yoshi. Okay. Another Mario offshoot. I actually really like the Yoshi games. Yoshi's Woolly World? Oh my god. I know there's Yoshi's Island and one that was on the DS. I never played it, but I've played Yoshi's Woolly World and Yoshi's Crafted World. Crafted World was okay. Woolly World was awesome. I love Woolly World. And they're so cute. It doesn't seem like a game you'd think I would like, but it's cute. I love it. I love it. Crafted World I wasn't blown away by the gameplay of Crafted World, but it was still super cute. I will put that... It's kind of like Viva Pinata. It's just a cute game. Okay, so there's 3 games that I know of in both of these series. Viva Pinata, 1 awesome game, 1 very mediocre, if not kind of sucky game, and then 1 very decent game. Yoshi is one game I have no idea, because I never played it. One game that I absolutely adore, and one game that I could nitpick, but was still overall very cute. I'm gonna have to put it above Viva Pinata. I know Party Animals wasn't good, but I can't reasonably judge the game, the third game of Yoshi, because I don't know. It could be a great game. Do you see what's next? Do you see what's next? I had to include it, if only as a joke, okay? Somehow, I have watched, I think I played the first chapter, maybe the second. However many I was able to get for free, or like below $5. But I have watched every Garten of BanBan. The game is so bad, but somehow, it's so bad, it's kind of fun at the same time. There's a lot where it's kind of aggravating and repetitive. It's just such a trip. And we're like, what, over 10 games in the series? I still have no idea what the story is. There's someone looking for their kid, and then that's it. I don't know what the place is. I don't know what these characters are. The jellyfish was trying to give us some lore, but it's just Garten of BanBan is garbage. It is garbage of BanBan, but I still love it for some reason. If only to watch YouTubers play it in spite and make fun of it. It's like watching a car crash. You can't not watch it. It's weird. Garten of BanBan is genuinely one of the weirdest phenomena in gaming. Especially mascot horror gaming, which is already kind of a weird category as it is. Oh my god. Mario 3D. Okay, here we go. So this is Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Galaxy, and Mario Odyssey. I have played all 4 of those, 3 to the end. I did not finish Odyssey. I watched somebody else complete it, and I was like, oh, so that's the ending? Okay. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of meh. Sunshine is probably my favorite of those. I know, controversial. 64, by the time I got around to playing it, it was kind of old, and it was like one of the first 3D platformer sort of games. It was so clunky. I didn't really grow up with it. I watched others play it as a really little kid. We lost the original 64 cassette thingy, and then I was like in my late teens when we found it again, or they re-released it on the Switch and stuff, and I was like, eh. By then it was just so clunky. They did improve the controls with the Switch release, the remaster. I did complete it. I prefer Sunshine, the obstacle courses and stuff. They're really fun. I kind of get why people hate on Sunshine. There's a lot about it that's repetitive, recycled monsters, right? Kind of clunky here and there. Some missions were absolutely ridiculous, like the final one in the harbor, the Yoshi one. That one was so tedious. Oh my god, that one was insufferable. Yeah, I get why people criticize Sunshine. I really get it. I still enjoyed it a lot. It was probably one of my favorites. The inverted C-stick that you could not change, that drove me insane. But oh well, still great game. Galaxy, love it. It's one I didn't watch a lot of because it made my parents both my parents motion sick when they tried to watch it, so we weren't really allowed to play it when they were around. But I did play through all of it, and I do like it. I have not played Mario Galaxy 2. Let me know if it's any good. And then what was the last one? Odyssey, right? The Odyssey was interesting. It was kind of wonky. It was kind of weird. With the hat, the dinosaur, and then the city of strangely normal people. It felt very weird for Mario. 3D Mario, I will put right next to Mario Bros. It is a classic. Remember how I said this is my tier list? I really tried to get into Destiny. I watched my brothers play a lot of it as a kid, and then every time I watched them play it, normally I could watch them play Halo for hours. I could watch them play Call of Duty for hours. I could watch play Red Dead Redemption for hours. I could watch Bioshock. I could watch Forza. I can watch Evil Within. I love watching horror. Assassin's Creed. I could watch that for hours. I would fall asleep watching Destiny. I'd watch it for 5 minutes. I'd spend like 5 minutes watching the screen, 10 minutes tops, and then start falling asleep on the ground. It was so boring for me to watch. I could not get into it. And then I would try, when I was a little later, I would try to pick it up. I still could not get into it, even playing, and like, okay. I'm not feeling it, I'm sorry. I don't know what I have against Destiny. It's not a bad game objectively. It's made well, gameplay's okay. Yeah, not my thing, not my niche. Baldi's basics. I have played. I honestly can't remember if what I'm remembering is like a separate Baldi game, a DLC, or like a fan game. I know like all those exist. I'm assuming there are multiple Baldi games, so it is like a franchise. Baldi's a trip. Graphically, it's nonsensical. It's so bad, it's nonsensical. But the gameplay, it's kind of you can tell it's kind of playing on Slenderman. But Baldi has its own unique tactic of chasing you with that ruler slap. And then some of the challenges that they made for that game, like I remember watching, like you had the grappling hooks or something, and you were like shoot through the hallways, like Spider-Man your way through the hallway. And then you'd hear Baldi coming after you, and the slap of the ruler against his hand is your sign of not only telling like how close he is, but how fast he's going. Watching the YouTubers react to that sound was hilarious. Oh my god! Why is he so fast? And admittedly, when I tried playing it myself, I can understand why they would have that reaction. In its own way, it is kind of terrifying. Oh boy. Baldi... Obviously, it's definitely not peak, but it is something special, I'll tell you that. It is something special. I'll put it next to Kindergarten. Like one step down. Oh my god. There. I can't put it that high, actually. I'll put it... I think I'd enjoy Baldi's Basics more than Donkey Kong, honestly, so... Judge me. Hello, neighbor. Oh boy. I'm sorry, guys. Hello, Neighbor is one of like the weirdest franchises I've ever had the liberty of knowing. I've played Hello Neighbor. I know there's like a Hello Neighbor 2. I don't know if it's out or coming out. I think it's out. I haven't played it yet. And I know there's a Secret Neighbor game that was kind of like Dead by Daylight, but with the neighbor. I don't remember what edition of Hello Neighbor I played because I remember there's like a few. The first version came out, it was just like a normal house across the way with a creepy neighbor, and then a few updates later, suddenly it's like this weird mesh of, I don't even know what, bizarre. It is a bizarre game, but you know what? I have fun watching it. I definitely don't have fun playing it. It's like a rage game. I don't know if it's supposed to be a rage game, but it is. Maybe I'm being too hard on it to call it a garbage game, but it's one of those games that it feels like a garbage game, but there is something about a lot of games where they are garbage and it's charming about them. There's like charmingly bad games, and then there's just bad games. Hello Neighbor, in some ways, is a bad game, but in other ways, it's bad but charming, okay? Slenderman. Okay. Yeah, there have been a few Slenderman games that I know of. I played the original, and then I played that one on the Wii, Slender Arrival. Like, it was like one level of classic Slenderman, and then you're running around a warehouse with some Jeff the Killer looking motherfucker, and then more Slenderman. I wasn't that big a fan. It definitely doesn't compare to the original. Where would we put Slenderman? I don't know. Ah, I didn't mean to let go. I'll put it like... I'll stick it with these other horror games here. If you give me the choice of OG Slenderman, or any Slenderman game even, any Chilla's Art game, or any Fears to Fathom game, I would rather play Fears to Fathom or Chilla's Art over Slenderman. this one I had to include SpongeBob games. And I mean like the real SpongeBob games, the ones that were like, I remember we had the SpongeBob movie game, and then we had the Revenge of the Flying Dutchman game. I don't think we ever beat... No, I did beat the Revenge of the Dutchman. I don't think any of us ever beat the movie game. I mean, like, it's a SpongeBob game, right? Even though we loved SpongeBob, it didn't feel like it was worth it. The other, I haven't played any other SpongeBob games, like the real one, but the other reason I wanted to include SpongeBob here is because of the late phenomena of SpongeBob horror games. They are so wacky and so fun to watch, especially when you get like the... I know AI bad. A lot of people are going to be telling me that in the comments if I say this, but with like the access to like AI replicating like these cartoon voices now, when you hear SpongeBob's iconic voice dropping a "How the fuck should I know? Get me the fuck out of here!" Like in that one game, where Squidward talking about how he's going to commit a mass shooting and clap Sandy's cheek. And by no stretch of the imagination are these actually horror games, but they're fun. It's like a bad horror movie. Again, it's so not scary. It's funny. I have a lot of fun with these SpongeBob games. I'll put them kind of have the same level of nostalgia factor as like a Club Penguin and Guitar Hero, but there's a lot of SpongeBob games that were kind of ass too. There we go. I'd rather play a SpongeBob game than Sonic. I'm sorry, guys. But I would rather play Bendy than SpongeBob. Finally, Octopath Traveler. Okay. I'm gonna have to... This is gonna be my first one that I put in inclusive. No, you can say I'm just getting lazy. I have watched the first Octopath all the way through. I played most of it. I'm watching someone else play the second one now. I don't know. They're both great. I love the art. I love the art. I love the storylines and stuff. With those kind of turn-based games, I feel like so much of it comes down to like gameplay and strategy, which you actually have to like play the game for. So I don't know. Experience. I don't even know why I include Octopath in here. I probably shouldn't. If nothing else, shout out to Octopath. It's cool game. Cool game. And that is my classic game franchises list. Obviously, this list is not exhaustive, even if I am limiting it to the games that I do know. I know damn well I'm forgetting a few. Let me get out of the way so you can see more clearly. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. And I will hopefully see you in another video. My friends, my spectators, thank you for watching, and farewell.